Cheers.
Yes.
Yes. So aggregate is a pivot. From Golden Sunland, but I'm staying true to the rice route where we realized that over these years helping the farmers, you can give the farmers the best seed, you can give farmers the best advisory, you can find a market, but we always get farmer coming back to us and say, could you lend us some money to fund the operation? So we started going a little bit deeper into this, but we realized that, hey, actually there are a lot of data that we could extract from either remote sensing or farmers' own self-reporting to help create a profile for them so that the lenders, potentially who could finance the operation, have a better understanding of who these people really are.
I think for me, like, the reason why I left was more for health reasons. I was in a wheelchair for like all of 2020.
Oh.
So I had no choice. Took a step back, focused on my health, and initially I thought like my career as an entrepreneur was over. But chance upon this whole Web3 technology, and it really made me realize how impactful it can be for people. And I think Web3, what I saw in it was a massive realignment of value. And essentially from an entrepreneur perspective, every day I'm thinking, how do I design systems whereby, everyone wins?
I believe in always putting the customers at the heart of the decisions, but then finding a commercial way that you can exploit the assets that are being created in a way to add value rather than just to exploit, just to make money, because then you end up losing your customer base. And, the hardest job is acquisition of customers, but actually the hardest job is the retention of customers, having loyal customers stay on board. With Biko is all the stuff that I've learned through Sostener and finding ways that you can add value. So my end users now are the farmers, right? With the purpose of serving the end users, which is actually the community, with great tasting products.
For Unravel Carbon, it's really when I was writing a will last year for my then 2-year-old daughter. But what I realized was, what is the point of leaving her with these material things when the planet she will inherit from our generation is literally burning, right? I've been a founder twice. I've been also a venture capitalist. I started a fund, and bringing those two sort of background and experience, networks and capital, like I better solve a very, very big and stubborn problem, So we found a way through machine learning, through data science models, and we found a way to convert large enterprises' accounting data into carbon data.
I think the tenacity to see your vision through. Like obviously there are points where you need to pivot, but there's a lot of influences that come at you to make change in what you believe the company should aspire to, right? Especially those financial pressures. And you need to succumb to them sometimes. But I think it's definitely the tenacity to see things through.
I really think entrepreneurs are like professional athletes. It is
100%.
a high-performing sport. You have to tip-top condition to perform every single day.
It's not really spoken about. And you read a lot of books and no one really talks about the mental health and the physical health part, which is super important. So whatever is important, I think that is actually the most important thing to have is your mental and physical health, which you can control.
I think like being an entrepreneur is about working hard for the ups, but also anticipating when you have that setback.
I never thought of myself as becoming a founder, let alone a CEO. I kind of just got thrown into this when I had an idea and it started spooling up and I was like, oh my gosh, you gotta do it.
You learn on the job.
Yeah, you do. And, I really had to learn how to adapt how I operate as a person and as a professional. When things kind of roll up to you and you've got to be that rock for your team and to have trust there that they can come and tell you when things are going bad, I had to really change my management style.
I use the analogy of a professional athlete, right? Like when a company is like 0 to 20 people, 20 to 200 people, 200 to 2,000 people, 2,000 to 20,000, it's a different opponent each time. Yeah. And our tactics, the self-awareness that we need to have is even more increased. Like it just requires a different playbook, a different leadership style, a different management style at every stage of the company. But if I look at my own journey, the kind of manager or leader I was in that first 10 years, when I was 27 to 37, that was shit. Like I really feel bad for people.
But you learn, right? You learn from
I
your
learned
mistakes.
so much, and I remember some of the most deep moments in my entrepreneurial journey was in all these feedback sessions with the team. But I thank them because those feedback becomes a gift, right? And today I am a much better leader, and because of that decade of rehearsal.
I do agree we learn more from our mistakes and failures, because I didn't think I managed things very well because I was the youngest in the company. But I think what happened was sometimes when I need to make hard decisions, I didn't do it. And I let things drag on and didn't work out well for anyone. But this time around with Aggregate, I think I maintain my character where I like everyone to participate. I like to be respectful, but I do tend to be a lot firmer and a lot more straightforward, which is something that if I've done so for the past 5 years, things could have gone in a different way.
It is to leave this world better than I found it, and that the next generation can build amazing things on top of it.
I just want to see how far I can go as an entrepreneur. I think that's my motivation for always pushing forward and seeing what's my limit, and kind of want to see where it takes me.
I guess the team today is really about the next generation. We just want them to achieve the things that we couldn't achieve today, but at the same time also be able to enjoy the things that we can enjoy today.
I want to make sure that we create a better future for our children and their children, and it has to happen now.